Welcome everybody to Lessons from the Field. As you know, this is a interview series that we do with a diverse array of guests, all who have a common thread, and that's a passion for pharmacy and pharmaceutical sciences. Today, we're really fortunate to be featuring Mashal Alshazi. He's a 2015 graduate of our PhD program, and he specialized in pharmaceutical biotechnology, and in particular infectious diseases and vaccine research, and now is chair at the Department of Pharmacology and Toxicology at the College of Pharmacy at King Saud University. I'll be asking Dr. Alshazi a number of questions. I'm sure those will elucidate for our guests who could be pharmacy students, graduate students, and recent alumni of our program, and others just interested in his career, the experiences and insight that he has. So why don't we go ahead and get started, Mashal, and start with just asking you to maybe briefly summarize your career since you graduated from our program.
So I graduated from Center for Pharmaceutical Biotechnology at College of Pharmacy, UIC in 2015. Immediately after graduation, I joined College of Pharmacy at King Saud University. So King Saud University. So I joined College of Pharmacy there as assistant professor of pharmaceutical biotechnology at the time. So I was responsible to teach and do research. So I teach pharmacy students and other medical students courses related to biotechnology, vaccines, and antimicrobial agents. I do research. So at that time, when I started, we started a small group. I was just myself and another master student with me, and we start to expand. Now we have a postdoc in my group, 2 PhD students and 6 master students. We are doing research related to vaccine development, studying antimicrobial and resistant genes of bacteria. Also, I am involved as vaccine consultant with Saudi FDA and Saudi Minister of Environment, Water and Agriculture. At UIC, I was graduated from Professor Alexander Mankin Labs at that time, where I learned a lot of things related to biotechnology, microbiology, molecular biology, and this kind of stuff. In 2017 and 2018, I joined Professor Peter Hotez at Houston, Baylor College of Medicine, and Texas Children's Hospital Center for Vaccine Development, where I work with them in development of different vaccines, especially against MERS. So why MERS? MERS is one of the coronaviruses which hit different countries in the world in 2012, and 80% of the cases was located in Saudi Arabia. So it was one of the things that threatened our health system. Yes, the cases of MERS is very limited, but we should be prepared for this kind of infectious disease. So one of our priority now is development of vaccine against MERS.
Wow, it sounds like the work that you've done and are doing is very relevant to today's pandemic.
Kind of.
I mean, speaking of that, maybe you could tell us a little bit more, just because I know a lot of students want to know, just kind of on a day-to-day basis what you actually do. I'm sure you have responsibilities in the lab and classroom as an academic, but maybe a little more detail on just day-to-day kinds of things that you're involved in?
Yeah, so my day usually starts with sometimes I will have some courses. Now during the COVID, we starting giving some in-class courses related to antimicrobial and vaccines for either undergrad and graduate students of College of Pharmacy. I have a short meeting, like say 10-minute meeting with each of my graduate students, discuss their plan for today and their previous experiment. And then I will my class and give some culture. Afternoon, writing some, analyze my results and writing some research papers and some review papers. So it's kind of typical academic day.
Mm-hmm.
Some days during the week, because I am consultant to some organization, I need to do some part-time job with them upon their request. So sometimes we'll have meeting outside my school where I have to attend and discuss certain things with them.
Great.
Yeah, this is kind of typical day for me.
Right. Well, thank you. That's very helpful. So I know you're involved in a lot of really exciting research. I guess I'm going to combine the next two questions and just ask, like, what is it that keeps you kind of excited about your job and gets you up in the morning? And then also, what do you think has been the work that you've done that has had the greatest impact so far?
I think when I joined UIC at 2009, I really trained and how to do research, how to enjoy research, how to be passionate about the research. So that make me happy, that make me trying to understand and answer certain scientific questions. When I finished the program at UIC and joined KSU at Saudi Arabia, I start looking to understand certain health problems and do research kind of more relative to our national needs. So trying to understand the resistance bacteria at Saudi Arabia, how they become resistant. We start with certain project, vaccines from kind of developable vaccines for our needs. So as I said, MERS is one of the coronaviruses that we don't have vaccine yet for MERS. And nobody really interested at the international level to develop vaccines for MERS because 80% of the cases was located in Saudi Arabia and neighboring countries. So we think this is one of the things that we need as Saudi scientists to work on more heavily. And I think I really enjoy interact with my students and train the graduate students a certain lab technique, watch them, how they grow over time and become a researcher in the field. And, when I see they are very excited about what they are doing, or sometimes, the experiment is not working or the research is not working, so they get kind of frustrated. But at the end of the day, things get a little bit start working, so they get excited. That makes me really happy. I am trying to teach them not just to do the experiment. I want them to understand. I want them to become more independent, do research. And I think this is one of the things that really make me happy. Now we initiate different projects related to enable one of the innovative biotechnology in Saudi Arabia, and this is related to mRNA platforms. So we are trying to use mRNA platform for vaccine development, for example, and this is the same platform have been used by Pfizer and BioNTech and Moderna for their vaccines, and we see the fantastic results coming from Moderna and BioNTech, and the development of this fantastic vaccine, which save people's and let's say limited this pandemic now.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned your kicks you get from working with your students and seeing them be successful. What are some of the lessons that you try to impart on your students or trainees for their eventual success? And maybe some of those are lessons you learned from Dr. Mankin, I don't know, but you certainly had a great mentor here. And then how do you mentor your own students?
Sure. I think one of the things that I learned during my time at UIC or Baylor College of Medicine, I really make a role model for me. So I learn from these mentors, from Mank and Shura, from Nora, from other people at the Center for Pharmaceutical Biotechnology. Really, I learn a lot of them, not at just research level, but at personal level, how to deal with science, how to develop your skills, how to communicate your science, how to make collaborations, because research is not a one-man job. You need your team, you need your great collaborators, so you can keep your research moving and get some really great results. So I am trying to deliver the message for my students that they need to understand independent in their research. They need to be patient about their research. The main thing that they need, how to do the experiment in the right way, how they learn from their mistake, because most of the time research is not working. There is a lot of mistake, especially at your early career as a researcher. So I said, you mistake is okay. if you are learning from these mistakes, that's great. You are learning, you are growing in your field. So don't be frustrated with this mistake. It's just to keep moving, keep doing the research, and you will get this result. So this kind of stories happening to me quite frequent, and I think I get some really good experience dealing with this kind of student, and they are at the end of the day, when they finishing their master or PhD program, they are happy. They get some more experience, especially some students when they join my group but they don't have any experience doing research. So it's really hard to work with these students, but believe it or not, I like to work with them. I like to to see them growing
Oh, yeah.
and become young scientist or researcher. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's excellent. Hey, I know this question isn't one that we discussed, but I wonder if you could tell us just a little bit about the difference between the UIC College of Pharmacy and King Saud University. I'm just curious as how well they compare, or similarities or differences.
Yeah, I think there is quite a lot of similarities between KSU and UIC. A lot of our colleagues and faculty, they are graduated from either from Europe or North America universities. So they bring this culture to KSU. They bring their knowledge and experience with them, which enrich our environment at KSU. I think in KSU we have all the resources, all the things that we need to do really excellent research. We have great colleagues. We have also good collaboration with international universities. And one of the things for the Saudi Arabia, so we have a vision, it's called the Saudi Vision 2030, and KSU is really heavily involved in this vision, where they support research, support innovations, and different things. So I think the difference between UIC and KSU is mainly cultural difference. But now KSU is becoming more like international diverse university, not like 100% like UIC. I know UIC, they are very proud for their diversity. They have different students from all over the world. But I think we are in this pathway toward involve more and more people from different cultures to be our colleagues, to be our partners in research and teaching and every day activity.
Great. Yeah, it's nice to hear about how things are done in other places, and especially when we have great alumni like you out there doing these things. So thank you.
Yeah.
I guess maybe kind of to wrap up, what other advice do you have for folks out there, whether it's our current graduate students or others that are just starting in their research careers? Any tips in their work or their home life, or advice for young researchers as they start out?
They should, especially for once they enter the graduate program or even before, they should make their plans, what they want to do, either if they want to go straight to academia to be a professor or so, or if they want to do some research even for industry. So they should decide, and that really makes them, give them really great opportunities to decide earlier. And I think at UIC, they have a great opportunity, especially I remember that we used to have a seminars and they give really great talks. And one of the things that I remember, and I really enjoy at the time, that we used to have a lunch with the speaker. So we sit down with the speaker, we have a lunch, and we talk and we seek their advices. What after graduation, what if I want to go to academia, what should I do? If I want to enter this particular field, what is the challenge that I might face? So I think they should get involved in this kind of activity. And very important, they should be passionate about what they are doing. So if you want to do research, you should like it. If you do want to go straight to industry and do some development of medicine or vaccines or whatever, you should like this kind of activity. Also, networking is very important. I remember at my time, I enjoy traveling and present my work at different meetings and conference, and I used to meet a lot of people where I discuss with them my plans. I want to do a research in this field. What do you see it? What things that you kind of advise me? So I think that gives me a lot of opportunities to decide about what thing that I want to do now, and kind of shape my pathway at that time. So when I graduate, 3 years before graduation from UIC, I see it clearly that I want to go to academia and have my lab, have my students, maybe do sometime part-time consultations with some entities. So I think I'm doing what I like. So.
Hmm. Well, that sounds great. Well, Mashal, this has really been fun. I appreciate you taking time to talk to us today and give us a little bit of your past and what you're working on now. I know we're going to see great things from you and your lab, maybe the next vaccine for the pandemic in the future. And we're really proud to have alumni like you out there. Really thank you very much for taking time to give us your insight and help our students.
Thank you very much, Glenn, for this invitation. Thank you for Ben for approaching me. It was really great to talk with you guys, and I will be available at any time you need me, or if any student from UIC needs some advices or some insights, I will come back. My contact information is, you have it. So, and hopefully to see you soon.